Behind me is one of the steepest roads in the UK. This is my Royal Enfield Interceptor. I think you know what's coming next. This is Hardknott Pass. Tucked away in the western reaches of the Lake District, this narrow strip of tarmac was originally built by the Romans. Today it's known as one of the steepest and most dangerous roads in the UK.
Oh dear!
A ribbon of twisting, climbing madness with gradients hitting 30% in places. That's alpine level territory in Cumbria. But Hardknott Pass isn't just steep, it's relentless. Tight hairpins, blind corners, single lane stretches scattered with potholes. There's no margin for error here, none. If you're going up, you're fully committed. If you're coming down, well, expect to experience some brake fade.
Jesus Christ!
And here's the thing, this pass doesn't discriminate. It's not just motorbikes that Hardknott punishes. Cars spin their wheels and stall halfway up. Some don't even make it to the top. Even seasoned cyclists halfway through a heroic pedal throw in the towel, bail. It doesn't matter what you ride or drive, Hardknott decides who makes it over. And if you're unlucky enough to come off and injure yourself, well, don't expect an ambulance with flashing lights. This road is so remote and unforgiving. Serious incidents often require an airlift. That's right, a helicopter. Because even the paramedics don't fancy driving up here, and who can blame them? It sounds like the perfect road to ride, doesn't it? Now, what would be the ideal machine to take on such a beast? A Yamaha Tenere 700 perhaps? A Honda Transalp even? Sure, why not? Any light to middleweight adventure bike really. But no, today my weapon of choice is this. Yes, a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. 47 horsepower, 202 kilos, road tyres, no traction control, no rider modes, no electronic trickery. Just a throttle, a clutch and a mild sense of overconfidence. I'm going to prove to you that this charming little twin, this old school, no nonsense Interceptor has what it takes to conquer Britain's steepest and wildest road. Well, hopefully. It all starts off innocently enough, gentle bends, a steady incline. Make no mistake, this is Hardknott's way of sizing you up before the real fight. This is where the climb really begins. The gradient steepens, the bends tighten, and suddenly it feels like the Interceptor's trying to climb a spiral staircase. Hardknott just got serious. saying goes, what goes up must come down. The climb might be done, but that's only half the battle. Now I've got to descend this beast. Well, the little Interceptor did me proud. Today it proved that you don't need a big, burly adventure bike with 100 horsepower and a million riding modes to take on Hardknott. This modest machine took it all in its stride. It never felt like it was struggling and never once gave me a moment of doubt. If you're thinking of tackling Hardknott yourself, I say do it. It's one of those roads that leaves a mark in a good way. There's this real sense of achievement when you reach the top, and the views up there are worth it alone. But before you go storming up the pass, here are a few tips. Ride it early. I spoke to some locals and apparently after about 10:30 in the morning, this place gets flooded with tourists. Keep your eyes sharp. Try to read the corners ahead, and if there is a car approaching before one of those hairpins, just wait. You do not want to stop mid-bend, but if you have to, make sure the foot you put down is leaning into the slope, not away from it. And speaking of corners, go as wide as you can. Seriously, give yourself the room. The GoPro footage in this video makes the corners look less severe than they actually are. But trust me, in person, they are really sharp. Oh yeah, the crash I mentioned in the title. I almost forgot about that. That's probably why you clicked on this video in the first place. So, after completing the pass, I parked up, had a minute to myself, just me, the bike, and a sense of achievement, when a couple of lads thundered past on Harleys. Not these two, they're sheep. Very friendly sheep that nearly died too. Not them either, they're part of my fan club. I told this old girl she was going to be on YouTube and asked her to wave and subscribe. She did neither. Anyway, back to the Harley boys. One of them made it up the steepest part of the pass like an absolute champ, and the other, well, didn't. I didn't actually film the crash, thankfully, but I saw it and I felt awful for him. It's a nasty section, properly steep and off camber. Once he and his bike were upright and he'd shaken off the embarrassment, I thought, well, I can't just leave it there, so I spun the Interceptor round, pointed it the same way they went, and gave it another go. And it flew up. Honest to God, this bike might not have the tech or the torque of the big adventure bikes, but it absolutely earned its stripes today. Funny thing, going in that direction, once you're through that nightmare of a hairpin, the rest of the climb actually feels easier. Still mental, but easier. I hope you've enjoyed the video. YouTube reckons you might enjoy this video too. Give it a click and I'll see you over there. Take care.